Bang! What is up, everybody? Cory Vincent here. This is the new episode of the Video Game Bang, Sacramento's #1 video game geekery podcast. I am your host, Cory Vincent, and he is the man with the plan, Alpha David Webb. What is up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? I feel a lot smarter coming into the show today.
What did you learn?
I learned a lot. I learned that Bill Clinton actually was not impeached, and he was acquitted.
Very good.
I've been watching documentaries. We talked a little bit about this before the show, but I've been watching documentaries on Netflix because every time I'm around Emma, I feel dumber.
That's terrible.
So it's a compliment to you, though, because you always correct me, and so I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to know things. So I lived through the 90s, but I don't know what happened in the 90s. So I'm watching the 90s documentary on Netflix.
You got to start somewhere. She always starts somewhere. Emma Skies, what's up?
I'm very tired.
You know what's crazy? We learned about Emma Skies in the after show. You can't picture things in your mind.
Correct.
And I can't stop thinking about it.
That was like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Good Lord. No, I can't. I don't think in pictures. I can't visualize.
So what are you thinking? Just words? Do you see a wall of text in your brain?
I don't see anything.
That's so sad.
It's fine. It's just the way that I think. What was somebody in chat, we were talking about it in the after show, and they said it's the difference between thinking with your GPU and thinking with your CPU.
Yeah.
Oh, so your computer is
just got raw data.
Using some onboard graphics is what's happening.
Using
no graphics.
that built-in Intel.
There's no graphics.
And it's been disabled.
Wow.
It's your current AAA 4K video games versus text-based games.
Did you try updating Java?
I don't drink coffee, so.
Oh, touche.
Damn.
Emma bringing the hot
that
fire.
comeback.
And then this guy is, we're just going to stop calling him Curtis and start calling him Mr. Lucky. Curtis Fisher, you've been having the best week ever. Every time I look on Twitter, you are living your best life. What happened? How did you end up getting a free PlayStation 4 Pro?
Oh my gosh. Shout out to KingsGuard for hooking your boy up.
KingsGuard are who? Who are these guys?
KingsGuard. So people are aware that there is a game called NBA 2K.
Yep.
It's the NBA's basketball game, of course. Well, they created a league 2 years ago. So there's pros. Everything's official. They have an arena. Your good friend, I'm going to say our good friend,
yeah.
EE,
yes,
does
sir.
commentary on there. So they do a thing called the hunt, #the hunt. So if you go to KingsGuard GG or kingsguard.gg /the hunt, you can basically, they'll tell you like, hey, there's a word to look out for. You have to watch the Kings when they play, and on the court, which I thought was the coolest thing, is on the court, on the side of the court is where you'll see the word. So you can't just like watch a few minutes and skip out. You have to watch the whole game, and then the announcers, maybe someone like EE, will tell you, okay, it's coming up, like third quarter or second quarter or fourth quarter, and then you keep your eyes out, and then you just go to the website. You got to plug it in. I had 2 iPhones, an iPad, a Mac Mini, and a MacBook Pro, all with the website up, so I can just spin my chair like this and just enter. And so here's the thing, like I was serious about winning, so much so that like I did it, I put it through, and then you have to check the website. So I was waiting, I was checking, and they were like, oh, check your email. I was like, okay, and I kept refreshing.
Boom.
Winner, chicken dinner. Let's go.
So you got to go pick it up because originally you wanted an Xbox, but they let you switch it to a PlayStation because they're awesome, and then they actually let you go there and tour their facility.
So once I started emailing with them, they were like, okay, this dude just like didn't just want a console, like he's a Kings fan and a KingsGuard fan because I was naming the players and all that. So they're like, would you like to come down to the arena? We'll show you the esports room. We'll walk you all around the arena, and then you can just pick up the PS4 from there. And did you want to meet one of the players? I'm like, yeah.
Holy hell, yeah, I do.
They're like, are you free Monday? I was like, delete. I am now. So, man, it was cool. I got to go down there. Shout out to Tiffany for, making everything happen. Meet me down there. She, walked me through security. I walked all the way around. They took me to the floor. Obviously like ground level, and it's massive. Like anybody who's like, the first thing I said is, I would not want to play against the Kings here. We're already known to be the loudest fans in the NBA, but how massive in the scale of the arena when you're on the floor is intimidating.
Yes,
like there was nobody in those seats, and I was like, oh crap. But yeah, dude, went in there, freaking Yusuf Scarbs. My dude, he was up in there, met me. And what's funny is I was watching the second showing of Endgame when I got the call. And Leek was with me. And I was like, Leek, if they call me, I'm out. And he's like, go. So, dude, I ran so fast. And I didn't have a copy of 2K with me. So I went to GameStop since I was out. Bought a copy of 2K. All the stories we hear about, I have to stand up for GameStop for one thing. We all know about the GameStop trades and everybody talks about it, but I'll be damned if I didn't walk in there, tell them what was going on. They said, are you serious? Is this really happening? I said, yeah. They said, you don't want to buy a used copy, dude. Go grab them a new one. We'll sell it to you for the used price.
Dang.
They gave me a $60 game for $30. And remember, 2K stays popular the whole year until the next one comes out.
Yeah.
They gave me a $60 game for $30.
The homies.
Good on them.
Gave me a free sleeve to put it in like a comic book and sent me on my way.
Let's go GameStop.
It was dope, dude.
That's
so yeah,
dope.
whole thing was amazing. Then my favorite player, like I was there, I met one player, walked around some more. They were like, hey, Colt was going to come down too. Worthing Colt, did you want to meet him? I'm like, that's my favorite player. He got an alley-oop to win the game the other day. I was like, yeah, I mean, if he's going to come down, sure. I met this dude. I had to use the bathroom. They're like, oh yeah, go to use the bathroom. And as I was walking, he walks in. And my plan was, like keep it cool. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. This dude walks up. We didn't know. I was like, oh my God, Worthing Colt. Bro, he was so cool though. He was like, oh, what's up, homie? And man, the whole experience was incredible. Everybody, if you want to win a free console, kingsguard.gg/the hunt. Watch the games, win a free console. If you don't, I'm just gonna win all the rest of them.
I know. That's what I was thinking, dude. You went and you actually said you went out and bought lottery tickets later that day. You were feeling so hyped.
I did. And I bought 3. I won another ticket on one, so I don't know.
You got to ride the hot hand, man.
You got to ride the hot hand, baby.
Exactly. Dang. Well, we got some amazing sponsors and a huge event coming up this weekend. Everybody in the Sacramento, NorCal area who wants to get free comic books and hang out with the VGB and do some trivia. We're doing Star Wars trivia at Oblivion Comics and Coffee on May the 4th. It's going to be a good time. We did it with Game of Thrones before. We had so much fun. We're going to do it again. Obviously, Comics and Coffee Oblivion has the beer now. So it's a nice, fun atmosphere. And we're looking forward to it. So we'll see you there. And then also our other sponsors, mainframe.gg. David, that's not a mainframe hat, dude. You're out of code.
I know.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
What's your mainframe hat?
Oh, but this is audio podcast. So for those people, David, nice mainframe hat.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much.
Brother.
Yeah.
Vast.gg. And anybody else? I think that's it. So now that we got the business taken care of, is telling the news. Emma Sky is telling the news.
How the length of which that stays on is always surprising to me.
You're tired, but you're not just like physically tired. Like it's like a mood.
Mm-hmm,
like my mood is tired, and then just once you hit that point, like everything around you is annoying.
Annoying, yeah.
That's where I'm at today. I'm gonna flip this whole table. Speaking of fucking shit that's annoying, the Sonic trailer came out. Oh my god.
Oh man.
I'm glad we started
I'm so
there.
excited.
There's nowhere to go. You don't want to end on something that low. There's nowhere to go but up from there.
Do you remember where you were when you saw the trailer? I feel like I'll never forget the disappointment. I rolled out of bed. It was the first thing on Twitter because obviously that's what everybody was talking about. It came out pretty early in the morning. I get up at 9 and I'm like, I knew this thing was going to be pretty horrid based off the screenshots we saw. Yeah. I was not expecting it to be this horrid.
It's so bad.
You have to try to be this bad. And like this, you're not accidentally this bad.
Oh no, yeah,
this is the plan.
It's Sharknado. The thing too is, it's not even just like us being cynical. Like everybody, Nerdist, IGN, they were like, so this happened.
It's so bad. I don't understand. Like we all went into this. You hear Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be garbage. But there's no way to prepare yourself for how bad this is.
Before we get too far into the description of the trailer, Cory, do you remember? God, it must have been. I think it's 3 years now. When we were at San Diego Comic-Con and we went to that Sonic party.
Yes.
And we were talking to like bigwigs at Sega, and they were like, "Yeah, like it has been announced that." So we can't really say anything, but they had been drinking, so they were just spewing company secrets. And they're like, "Yeah, there's a live action Sonic movie in the works." And like when this trailer dropped, I remember that.
I feel bad because we enabled them because we were
like,
pretty drunk too. So we were like, dude, that's fucking sick.
Let's do it.
Oh, bro hugs all around. Give us more shit.
Yeah, right.
So bad.
So,
it's like,
I'm sorry,
how do you
everybody.
fuck up the character design as bad as they did? Like, let's not even start with like how bad the movie itself looks, but like just the character design for live action Sonic is horrifying.
Why does he have human teeth?
You know what? I thought that, and then I saw somebody do a Photoshop with him with hedgehog teeth. So much worse. So much worse. They have horrifying little teeth.
You know it's bad when the internet has to fix it. Like I did see a side-by-side of like what they had like with a rendering that someone did online, and they gave them the bigger eyes. Basically the face just looked, I don't know, more like the character has for almost as long as I've been alive.
Somebody redid it with like the one giant eye, and they're like, why does his Cyclops eye look better? It's just, the point is, it's really, really bad.
It's awful. The best description I saw is it looks like they CGI'd a hedgehog that was actually just a person in a hedgehog suit. Like, it doesn't look natural. It looks like there's a human being inside of it. And then, like Curtis was saying, all the best stuff were things that fans rendered to make look the way it probably should have the whole way.
Kind of like when fans lightened the last Game of Thrones episode.
Exactly.
Foreshadowing.
So, was there anything good about this trailer from your guys' perspective?
No.
I like the song that they played. I didn't like it with the trailer, but it's a good song.
Right. So that's why I think it was just a complete
It sets
cluster.
the tone as the movie as like just being confused about what it is. Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik looks stupid, but there's no way to really not make that look stupid, so I guess that's just what it was going to be. Poor James Marsden. What is going on with him? I thought like Westworld, like he's up on the uptick, like he's going to get
He's
sir.
just escorting animals.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It kind of reminds me.
You're better than this.
You are. Reminds me when McConaughey was doing like all those bad rom-coms.
Oh.
No, Lincoln Lawyer was good.
No, I meant the Lincoln
wasn't he
commercial.
in
Lincoln commercial.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yes.
Was that him?
Yes. Yeah. Him and Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it reminds. It's just like a spell of bad. Yeah, he was just on Westworld. What happened? I don't know. Got to pay the bills
I don't
though,
know,
right?
man. Because like he was like on like a downturn. James Marsden, like on his roles, like he was just taking like bad stuff.
Yeah.
And then he got Westworld, and you're like, look at you.
Okay,
Look,
you're
good
back
for
up.
you. Like I'm proud of you, man.
Right.
Like you
Wait,
deserve this.
happy for you.
And
Season
then
2
you
of
take
West-
Sonic.
Yeah, season 2 of Westworld came out, and now he has to take Sonic.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I think the thing about like the only good thing was the flash that we get of Dr. Robotnik when he's got the bald cap.
Yeah,
and the
late stage
mustache.
Robotnik.
Yeah, when he actually kind of looks like the video game character. He looks pretty raw there, but like even the way he was acting, it was like he's trying to drudge up those old Ace Ventura.
Yep.
Nobody
you know?
wants that anymore.
100%.
Nobody wants.
No,
the
we-
time for that is past.
I think we do want it, but not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Not like not in a bad Sonic remake. Like I'd rather see a new, if you're gonna do it, let's reboot one of your franchises or something. Let's do Liar Liar
No,
2.
no, don't say that. Don't put that out in the world.
And
Do not.
Here's the thing too, though, is that flash that we get in the trailer is I bet you as much as we're going to see in the movie. It's going to set it up for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Enter Tails.
Entertain.
Where's Tails? Where's Knuckles?
Nope.
I have questions. And like I don't really understand what's going on with like the story here, but there's clearly some sort of military presence. And all I can think is like you got these guys that are like hardened generals. And I'm like, can you imagine having to read that script and play like, a veteran, 30 years in, general of the American, U.S. Army. What is oh my god.
It's a breakdown.
This is just all bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. Don't see this movie. Do not give this movie money. Don't encourage this.
And if you were in this movie and you got paid, take your money.
Take your money and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a disaster. I thought what you guys had said too about the song. The song choice was probably the most atrocious thing because like
It's so
that's
bad.
Jarring.
that song can be incredibly powerful in a soundtrack.
Yeah, in the right context.
In the right context.
Yeah.
They were trying to go for like, I feel it's pretty popular. We saw it with Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just kind of a new thing to where in your trailer you put a song that everybody knows. And this, they just went the wrong direction.
It just makes it feel like it doesn't know what it is or who is. It doesn't know who its audience is.
And I felt really strong. I mean, you know, we've been seeing it, and obviously, you know, Pikachu is coming out, and who's playing Pikachu? Ryan Reynolds, right? I like the whole, like the good music, good retro music being used. We can credit to James Gunn with Guardians, but like it being spoofed was from Deadpool, Salt and Pepper, shoot, and all that stuff. So I feel like they're trying to go that route.
Okay, I see that.
Right. I see it.
Whatever
I don't want to though.
Right. Whatever they're trying to do, it 100% did not work.
No.
This just looks like a shit show.
Yeah,
it's a sad time.
Now I will, and for hope, even though there's very little, from a very credible source, I did hear that the Pikachu movie is actually a good movie. And I couldn't tell that by the trailers. I just saw like, some weird renditions of Pokemon.
I don't know.
I saw that trailer and I was like, this looks like some really expensive shit I don't care about.
They're playing it in all the Endgame.
Who asked for this?
Openings, I believe. And that's when I saw it again. And it was another one of those ones, kind of like Star Wars. When I saw the Star Wars trailer on a computer in my headphones, I was just whelmed. And then when I saw it in the theater and I heard that John Williams music come through the speakers and how they...
That nice sound system.
Yeah, like, it kind of got me a little bit. And then same thing kind of happened with the Pikachu. When I saw it on the big screen and I got to experience the full sound, it got a little laugh out of me when he went, Pika, Pika.
Right.
Like, it got a little laugh. And so I was like, okay, I could see the appeal. I'm not going to go see it.
Right.
I think I'm going to see that on like a discount Tuesday just to see all the like live action Pokemon in like full theater glory, like because those are all by that artist that did those crazy realistic illustrations, which I loved. So I'm like, I just want to see that. I'll pay $5 to go see that.
Yeah,
and the rest of it you'll hate watch.
And I'll just be like, cool, it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. This is not.
But see, I like
Pokemon
I like
or
Ryan
Pikachu.
Reynolds.
I like Ryan Reynolds too, but
I'm okay with it.
I don't like when he goes to Ryan Reynolds, like because it can go.
He's getting
overboard.
typecast hard.
Oh,
after
yeah.
Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And he's taking the money and running. But we'll see. Who knows? I mean, it's right. He's gonna pull something out of his Ryan Reynolds, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So, on to some more ridiculous gaming news. So, Valve has been talking about their new VR headset that they're putting out. They've been talking about for a while, and it goes on pre-sale today. It is now available for pre-sale for $999.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Wow, does it come with Half-Life 3?
Who do these people think they are?
Can I pay you $100 and just hold it? Can I look at it?
They're hurting. They got to do something.
So the Valve Index is what this is called, and I guess kind of today is what we got our first like real look at what it's going to be. So my note literally says, first of all, the damn thing costs $1,000.
Yeah.
That's number one, all you need to know about this. This is ridiculous. So that is more expensive than any other VR on the market, as far as I know. The only, like, the saving grace of it is that you can buy it in bits and pieces if you already have another VR setup. So, like, if you have a Vive, if you have an Oculus, you don't need to buy the entire new setup. So you can buy it, and I won't go through all of them because there's a bunch of them, but, like, so for $999, you get a headset, 2 controllers, and 2 base stations. That's what you get for $1,000.
Okay.
Keep in mind, this is not like if you want to play multiple people in a large room VR, like anything more than one person or anything larger than like a 10 by 10 room or something like that, you need 4 base stations.
So I pulled up an image of it here for us all to take a look at. These controllers look extremely weird.
Yep.
So the controllers, you can actually get just the controllers if you want. They're $280.
God!
For 2 controllers.
No!
Yeah. So the Valve Index controllers, this is from The Verge, have 87 sensors that track the position of your hands and fingers and even how hard you're pressing down. So theoretically, you could easily reach, grab, and throw virtual objects with a setup like this, something that wasn't possible with the Vive or Oculus Touch controllers.
It looks the controllers look very reminiscent of like the Vive. No, Oculus. The one that which one do you have, Corey? The Oculus?
Yeah, I have the Oculus.
It looks very similar to an Oculus controller.
Yeah.
It almost looks like that meme where like, hey, can I copy your homework? But yeah, just change it a little bit. That's what it kind of looks like to me.
What
so,
are
yeah,
these
you can get
things?
2 of those. So those are the base stations. So we're looking at a picture right now of the Valve Index headset in the center, 2 controllers that were called Knuckles, but I think they're not called that anymore.
No, they're called Tails.
Sonic
And then
is
the
doing
2
that.
base stations.
And so are these like sensors?
Yeah, they're the sensors that keep track of where the headset is in relation to everything else. The difference between this and something like the Vive is that these have laser sensors instead of IR sensors, which is basically like it's not going to fuck with your TV or something like that, or any other IR sensor that's in the room, which at least is that. So for $150, you can get 1 base station.
Oh my gosh.
Can you do anything with 1 base station?
I don't know.
Look at it.
I don't know, because I'm using the Vive right now, and I use the 2 base stations the way that they have it, and I like it didn't even tell me it wasn't even like you can set up. No, it was like set up both these. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna question it. For $750, you can get the headset and 2 controllers. Like, what is? I don't understand. This is so expensive.
Wait, so what would you do with that if you don't have the little base stations?
If you already have the base stations from, say, the Vive or the Oculus, you can still use those.
Okay.
They're just not, the new ones.
They're not going to be as...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So according to the Verge, Valve says the Index's focus is on delivering the highest fidelity VR experience possible, meaning improved lenses, screens, and audio.
Just in time for it to be completely obsolete,
Yeah.
because all of the new versions of Oculus don't use the base stations.
Really?
And yeah. All of the new ones are all inclusive into the headset itself.
Interesting. I wonder how that works.
And half the price. The most expensive one is half the price.
Yeah.
Wow. And one selling point of the Index was supposed to be that it's the only VR headset that can plug directly into the NVIDIA RTX 2070s and up. Like, it plugs directly into it to the virtual link. If you have a $40 adapter.
Just
So, like, you're going to pay $1,000 for this thing that plugs directly into your GPU and then be like, oh, wait. No, you still need a little dongle.
If you have the income to like waste on this thing, I guess what's another $40?
But damn, that's just like insult to injury.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
put that in the
definitely
fucking
kicking someone
box
while they're
if
down.
you want it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing.
This is
I know what they're doing.
This is like they just made a super high end car when everybody else is going to be flying planes here pretty soon. Like, it's so useless. Like the base stations are the most frustrating piece to these whole things.
100%.
And so the fact that Oculus, who's streets ahead, is already putting one together that doesn't need these at a fraction of the cost, you really only get this thing if you want to waste money.
Yeah. So basically, if you really, really want one, tell everybody don't buy one, and when they drop their prices, maybe you get one.
Wait for the Steam sale, and they'll be on sale for like $200.
There you go.
Full set.
Yeah.
Dang, what a bummer. Steam's just having a rough go of it because they've been going toe-to-toe with Epic, as we've been talking about. And then there was a report out this last week that a high-ranking officer over there at Epic was being interviewed, and he had said that they're willing to let go of this whole exclusive fight if Steam is ready to basically change their whole model to match them.
He tweeted that. That was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, he was just talking to people on Twitter. And I believe Tim Sweeney is the CEO of Epic Games. And he said, let me pull up. I actually have the thing. He said, if Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from exclusives and consider putting our own games on Steam.
See, that's like...
Call out.
But they know they're not going to do it, so he can say whatever he wants.
It's 100% a call out and just a PR move because they know they'll never do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're putting out $1,000 VR headset while Epic Games just spent a shitload of money to buy Rocket League.
Yes, they did. Well, they bought Psyonix, who makes Rocket League.
Yeah.
So Epic Games announced today that they've acquired indie developer Psyonix, who makes Rocket League. And Psyonix, for all intents and purposes, sounds like they're very happy about this. They said this gives them more resources to focus on competitive esports. It'll likely be coming to the Epic Games Store later this year. And then nobody said it's leaving the Steam Store, but they also didn't say it's not.
It's gone.
And their comments on PC purchases make it sound like it'll be leaving Steam. Like, they're basically saying, like, for now it's still available on Steam, and thereafter we will still support Steam purchases. You're just like, yeah, this thing's gone by the end of the year.
So gone. It's a big move. Rocket League is, although we don't cover Rocket League too much on this show, it doesn't mean it's not a big game. It has a very hardcore following of people who love it. Not even just the esports. It's a very popular college game.
Yeah.
When I was working with Events DC, and we were trying to figure out games to do activations around. They did polls of all sorts of different colleges, and like the biggest games on most college campuses are Fortnite. You got Rocket League, and you have Smash. Those are like the 3 biggest games on college campuses.
No FIFA? So surprised.
No, I'm sure people play it, but these are the ones that have clubs and people get together and play. And it's a casual based game. And like Rocket League esports, just on a rando day at any time, day, noon, night, it's got like 50,000 people watching it.
Yeah, that's so true.
Regular season matches.
And it's funny, once you named all the other games that are the popular ones, it totally dawned on, especially like Smash. Easy to begin into, hard to master.
Yeah,
like you could totally just pick up some sticks and start playing Rocket League, but to be good at it, you gotta put your time in.
Yeah, it's a great game, and Psyonix is a phenomenal company. I've been to a lot of their tournaments. I've been to like the last 2. I've been to most of the world championships that were in the United States, and got to talk to the developers, and they're super enthusiastic about it. They are very receptive to feedback. This season is the first one where they put in like esports organizations, so like there's energy skin on the cars now, and we've been asking for that for a long time, and then that comes, and then all they need is like bigger prize money things, and we've seen how much they've thrown at Fortnite, so a lot of the pros we're just like, all right, when are we getting these $100 million tournaments, baby? Because so as long as they kind of let Psyonix do Psyonix, and they kind of just provide them with resources, I think it'll be a really good thing.
Yeah, could take it to the next level of popularity.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, and there's already really popular Rocket League mods in Fortnite, and like we said, in that demographic, they're popular with the same crowd. Right. So it's a super smart pickup from Epic if they just want to dominate the 10-year-old audience,
Pretty much.
So,
smart of them.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be cool.
Let's see. Sticking with games news before we move on to other things, Sea of Thieves had a huge anniversary update yesterday.
Yard. Are you guys playing it?
I would like to.
I am tomorrow. I'm playing it tomorrow. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. Like, you get fishing now. You can fish.
There's so much in this update.
Yeah. You can harpoon things. Remember we had a whole debate about what's a harpoon?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
It's harpoons are actually in the game now.
Wow, so this is a major update.
So so you first of all you start with new story missions, like all the other updates kind of had. There's like new stories to go on, new islands to get to. So there's new story missions. That's the Tall Tales Shores of Gold. That'll keep you busy for a solid amount of time. The arena is officially part of the game now, which they've been talking about for a long time. So they said the arena allows players to dive straight into on-demand competitive play against other crews, offering a challenging test of teamwork and strategy. Provides a uniquely action-focused new way to enjoy the world of Sea of Thieves. So basically, competitive Sea of Thieves.
So would you say, like, a whole bunch of people would go into this arena and the goal is to be the last one standing?
I think there's different... I want to say there's different game modes, but I didn't get to play it, so I'm not entirely sure. Because there's 6 different maps to play on, so it's not like it doesn't just throw you into the regular world. Okay. So you have 6 different maps, each with 2 different layouts. And I want to say there's different game modes. But
see what this sounds like to me.
Battle Royale.
Sea of Thieves Battle Royale.
How dare you?
I'm just saying. That's what it sounds like.
It sounded like that to me, too.
I know.
Must be the birthday thing.
You see how I phrased it?
I did. I
phrased it.
That's awful. And there's new commendations and new cosmetics from the arena.
Sick.
I'm actually really excited to spend some time in that.
Yeah.
I'm most excited. All I want to do is get on a boat and just harpoon everything. You can harpoon everything. You can harpoon, like, the Kraken. You can harpoon the fish in the sea. If you're driving by or sailing by and there's barrels, you can harpoon a barrel and just pull it right to you and pick the stuff that's in it so you don't have to get off your boat.
Can you harpoon other players?
You can harpoon other players.
Can you harpoon
so you're Scorpion?
I don't know about that.
Why do I feel so uncomfortable with Emma's like desire to harpoon everything?
Wait, you can harpoon treasure. You can harpoon another player carrying treasure and take the treasure from them.
Get over here.
You can harpoon the treasure that is on somebody else's passing ship and just like take it from them. One of the coolest things I saw is you can. So they spent a lot of time.
She's really excited about harpooning.
Yeah, it's a big
I really
deal.
want to play with
Is it a gun or do you throw it?
It's a gun.
Oh,
it's like
shit.
a cannon on your ship.
So wouldn't that be considered a grappling? If you could shoot it.
But there's a harpoon because the grappling has like it's like a different kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a.
But the harpoon is more like the spear with the little like thing on it.
Yeah,
we're not getting into this debate again.
Alrighty.
All right. I'm not going there. But
so they spent a lot of time with the physics of it. Okay. So like making sure that a galleon weighs more than a sloop. So if a sloop gets a galleon, then the galleon's going to pull it. They said one of the things they figured out was because it hadn't been an issue before. The rowboats weighed a lot. So the first time somebody harpooned a rowboat, the rowboat pulled a galleon halfway across the world.
Jesus.
And they had to fix that. But one of the coolest things I saw is like you can harpoon, say, like a rock or a mountain, and you can like slingshot yourself around to do like a quick turn.
Oh, cool.
What?
It looks so cool.
That's what Batman did. I like it.
Wow.
Sorry. I pretty much equate everything back to comics.
Why is fishing in this game? Do you eat the fish? Is it
more than likely? You remember how you have to go and you have to collect like 4 red chickens, 1 white chicken, and a black chicken, and then take it back?
Yeah.
I bet you anything.
So
you
there
have to collect
is
fish.
a new trading company, the Hunter's Call, and it has that. Like they have hunting missions, they have fishing missions, they have cooking missions. You can cook the fish, and eating cooked fish does different things than eating. Like your banana just gives you health. I think eating cooked fish gives you like health regeneration for a period of time.
okay?
Like there's so like different rare fruits that you can find now. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of new stuff that's going to keep you busy for
What
quite some
console
time.
do you guys play this on?
Xbox. So it's Xbox PC exclusive.
Okay.
So
Maybe
you
I
got
should
the-
have. Or maybe I could just win the next one and take Xbox.
Sounds like you just got to
that
get back on winning the hunt.
Well, you got Shadow.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So I was
You
like,
play it
if
on
y'all
PC because it's crossplay with
it's
PC and
crossplay.
Xbox.
That's how I play
with you guys.
I feel like they nerfed last time I played. I think they nerfed keyboard and mouse a little bit. I think
That's fine.
they limited how fast you could make your sensitivity on your mouse. Because before I had my sensitivity up and I'm just whipping around shots and stuff, and people would always say like, "Oh, you're a PC," because they could tell.
Yeah.
And then when they would try and spin around, it takes them like a full 3 seconds to make one 360. And the last time I played, I don't know if I have to go in there and adjust the sensitivity, but it made it really uncomfortable to play.
More balanced.
I guess
I'm very
balanced.
excited. I really want to play this, and I just want to.
You just want to harpoon people.
I want to harpoon everything.
I'm a little scared to play with you because you already are dangerous to pick up explosive barrels around because you will shoot us if we have a barrel, explosive barrel. If the explosive barrel is on the ship, you will shoot the ship.
We have clips to prove this, do we not?
We do. We have mini clips.
So you know how the safety thing was to like put the explosive barrels in the top in the mast so that it doesn't explode your ship?
Yeah.
Masts can break now.
Hey.
What about
Good.
putting it way up on the you're waiting for me to see what
I'm
I
waiting
say.
for you to see what this is.
The thing on the ship that points forward.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know if that breaks your ship or protects it or not. But
The bow?
I'm very excited. Is the bow the front or the back?
The bow's the front.
What's the back?
Starboard?
Nope. First of all, it's starboard, not starbird. That's a Pokemon. Crap. Come back to me.
So yeah, that is our Sea of Thieves update. I'm really curious to see how that goes and if they see like a sizable uptick in players.
I'm curious what'll happen too. Like Summit was all over this, and he was getting other big streamers into it. So I imagine they're gonna play again. So this game will probably surge back up in the rankings on Twitch.
Yep.
Which is fun. I'm glad to see that happen for Rare. They deserve it. It's a good game. And it sounds like they're really dedicating to supporting it by adding all these features. It's been out. This is the anniversary update.
Yeah, this is their first
So
anniversary.
one year, and they're really doubling down on it. So.
They've done a lot of content.
Yeah, more than
Apex.
We're getting with
More than a
Apex
game
Legends.
that's been out for 2.5 months.
Yeah, well, they're leaking. It's getting worse every day. Every time we post something on any of our channels now, Apex related, all you get are the tweens who want to spam comment dead game.
Whatever, it's engagement.
Joke's on you,
That's what
Queen.
I say. I definitely agree with the engagement.
Baited you again.
Yeah, no, I love that engagement. So it keeps me employed. But still, when I see it, it's just unfortunate. You hate to see it. What else we got?
We've got some TV news, which could be very exciting. So Disney is announcing some new Marvel shows, but not on Disney Plus, on Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah, because they own a stake, right?
They own a majority stake in Hulu.
Yeah.
So, well, and they own a majority stake in Hulu, and there's rumors that they want to buy out Comcast shares. So they would outright own Hulu.
Ooh,
That's-
jeez.
This is the one that made me go, please don't let this happen. Because I already cannot believe that the government let them do
Buy
the Fox
Fox?
merger.
Yeah.
Cannot believe they let that happen.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna let this happen, like, damn, do we remember what the term monopoly means, people? Antitrust
we do.
laws? Where are they?
I just saw a thing about Monopoly on the 90s documentary with Microsoft.
I don't know what the problem is, though. I mean, we love Marvel and Star Wars.
Media
and everything.
consolidation is a problem.
Yeah, but not when it's giving us cool stuff.
No,
tell that to China.
100% is a problem.
Tell that to China.
This is how does the world end, with thunderous applause right
It's
here.
horrible.
Terrible.
So they announced 2 new
Spoilers.
shows for Hulu. The first is a Ghost Rider series starring Gabriel Luna, who played Ghost Rider Gabriel Reyes. I have that first name wrong.
Yeah, the
So
first
Robbie,
name's
I think
wrong.
it's Robbie Reyes.
Robbie
Robbie
Reyes.
Reyes.
Yeah.
On Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it has nothing to do with S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's fine, but I'm glad that they're keeping the same actor. Like, it may have nothing to do with it, but I'm assuming it's a continuation of him.
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wait, what?
Like, it's completely separate.
It's a different. He's not even the same dude.
Like, he's Robbie Reyes, and it's the same actor, it's the same character, but it's completely. It's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It sounds like it's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't exist.
So that's not. That's
It's
not.
not connected to it at all.
It's not canon.
I don't know.
It's
No,
headcanon.
it would still it's headcanon. It would still be canon. I mean, because they could literally do a whole show, not mention Shield at all, and it doesn't technically mean it doesn't happen in the same universe, but like it's just, and it makes sense. Like Ghost Rider wouldn't really be an agent of
It was super random having Ghost Rider. It was like when he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was like they picked a lower tier enough character to where they could get him in the show,
Yep.
but still have some clout to him.
They did, but I will say this, because when they announced Ghost Rider, I was like, oh, I love Johnny Blaze, but is this the right show for him? And then they were like, oh no, we're doing Robbie Reyes, and I was like, okay, well, I thought what
Yeah.
Webb thought, and then when I saw the first
I heard it was
renderings
really
of it,
good.
yeah,
It
and then I
was-
watched it, and that dude Gabriel Luna killed
Yeah,
it.
he did. He did a really good
I
job.
mean, he over every even I liked him in the show more. Well, I don't want to say that. Clark Gregg is awesome, but he murdered. He was easily the best thing about all those episodes. His
Oh, yeah.
performances, and then if you know anything about Robbie Reyes and the whole thing with his little brother and everything, they played up that part incredibly. That I'm happy to hear about this particular show.
And I think it has potential to be like as dark as Ghost Rider should be, because the showrunner Ingrid Escajeda. I'm so sorry if I butchered that name. She says, she says, this story hits every note for me. My love for grounded yet conflicted characters and my desire to scare the shit out of people.
I mean, those
So that's
two
a good
perfect
sign.
things. Heck
Sounds
yeah.
like Emma.
That is a good sign that we're going to get something darker, which plays in with the second show they announced, which is called Hellstrom, which I guess is based on the character Damon Hellstrom, the son of Satan, who first appeared in Ghost Rider comics in the 70s.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're also
Okay.
planning like crossovers and things there.
Maybe.
But it says the show will focus on Damon and his sister Anna, who are children of a serial killer.
Okay.
And it's unknown at this time if that's going to be Satan or not.
Okay.
But like they are definitely going way darker with
Yeah.
these shows. Like this isn't.
Interesting.
This is I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because it said I am not even going to try to pronounce this man's last name. Paul Z. I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce your name, sir. Says Marvel's known for all the heart, humor, and action they put into every series, but this time around we're adding some scares into that mix. I think we found a compelling way to dissect some of our deepest fears through the experiences of our two lead characters.
Zebzuski?
Yes, something like that. I'm glad I
Go
wasn't
for
the
it.
one to mess that up.
Yeah, no, wow, that I'm not a horror person anymore. I got burnt out on horror when I was like between 8 and 12. But I will say what gives me hope that this darker thing can work was the Constantine show.
Was good.
Yeah.
I was so mad it got canceled.
It was only
Me
like one
too.
season, right?
yeah,
one season.
barely.
Barely a season,
Yeah.
and then they tried to bring him. Well, they kind of did. They
brought him over.
He's
into
in Legends,
Arrow.
and
Of
then
tomorrow, yeah.
And Legends.
he was in an episode of Arrow.
He was in a
in
few episodes
Legends,
of Arrow.
and then he had his own animated show on
Yes.
CWC
With the same
which nobody
act.
watched.
Yeah, no one did. But it was the
Same
same
actor and
yeah.
everything. But so the fact that they're taking these shows and they're putting them on Hulu specifically, they're not doing anything on Disney Plus. I feel like this is going to kind of confirm my suspicion,
Mm-hmm.
which had been that they're going to put all of their family-friendly content on Disney Plus, And we were kind of worried, like, we're going to lose shows like The Punisher and shows like all the Defenders that were, like, too dark. We're just not going to get those anymore. They're just going to move those over to Hulu.
Dang.
Because once they own a crap ton of Hulu, which they technically already do, and if the rumors are true that they're going to own, like, 90% of it, they're just going to outright own it. You know, there's no reason for them not to use that.
That's a slap in the face at Netflix, too. Because like, Hulu was like a direct competitor of Netflix, and you're taking a Netflix original and now putting it on Hulu. And
then I wonder, like... Then you go further, and I'm wondering if, you know, if they do get a total ownership of Hulu, if they're going to do like a bundle for Disney Plus and Hulu, or offer Disney Plus through Hulu, or vice versa.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So this shouldn't be an endgame spoiler to anybody, but none of the Netflix characters make any kind of appearance in the movie at all. Like
they never have. They never have been part of the movies.
And I saw them ask like why. And someone at Marvel had been like, they feel like it would have. We saw how jam-packed that episode was.
Yeah.
They would have had to justify it because they can't assume people have Netflix accounts and watch that and go to the movie. So a pretty valid reason, although I think there could have been
that wasn't the reason.
Yeah.
I know the reason because it's come out in so many words. But Kevin Feige, that whole Netflix thing, nope. He didn't even want Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to happen, but because it was right after Avengers and our, you know, Emma's favorite person, Joss Whedon, the person she hates the most, of course. He just had a lot of juice, and him and his brother were able to get that show going. But they had no intentions really of getting into TV. But so I forgot who it was. I had his name. It was one of the like chief creative people. The ABC thing was obvious because Disney owns ABC, so that's why that show went there. But they did the thing kind of like when they were running out of money, they sold the rights to the other characters over to Netflix just to do those shows. But it was not Feige that was a part of that at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff Loeb was the EP on all of those shows.
Jeff Loeb. You said the name.
So he does like everything comic book TV though. Like he is an executive producer on the fucking world.
Yeah. He seriously is. Used to be a good writer.
They did do things though, like acknowledging the Chitauri attack, right?
So they acknowledged in Daredevil season 1, they referred to the incident once.
Yeah, the New York incident.
And that's basically the only.
So they were writing some very vague lines to try and make everyone feel like this was a part of it.
Totally
headcanon, you know, we all thought it was a part of the same thing.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that this is a second chance. Now we're entering a brand new phase. We're getting ready for this stuff. Hopefully they will be a little more generous with keeping things open to where maybe we can get a Ghost Rider crossover with some of these things, because he's a huge character that crosses over with plenty of. He's definitely Daredevil caliber, if not a little higher.
Yeah, he is. It's just I am glad that they're doing Robbie Reyes, because as much, you know, I grew up with Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider, but honestly, the concept and everything, like they never did anything really to modernize Johnny Blaze.
How dare you? They gave him Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
How much more modern do you want him to be? Give me Nick Cage or give me death.
The goddamn American treasure.
I literally have nothing else to say after that. Close thread.
Put the bunny back in the box.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
So I'm hoping that that in this next series that he can get some love, or that they start like maybe a new one and don't completely abandon all the good stuff they did over there on Netflix. And I don't know. It's exciting though. I'll probably watch this one.
Yeah,
I think there's a part of me logically we all know those Netflix shows are never coming back. We are never getting those characters again in that way. That's just not happening. But I think part of it is because it was 4 shows that were all canceled in like the middle of their height. Like it just hurts so much, and I'm like, maybe someday. But no, they've got their non-compete. They've got all that shit.
Jeez.
It's just it hurts so bad. So we have one left. We have one left to look forward to. Jessica Jones season 3.
Let's move forward.
And then it's all done.
Well, it sounds like the guy that plays Daredevil, he's the only one that's like super psyched about the shows. Like I feel like the other people they'll do it because they're doing a paycheck, but they're not like really campaigning for the shows to continue like he is.
I know Karen, Deborah Ann Wool is.
Yeah, but none of the title characters.
What were you gonna say, Curtis?
Oh no, I was gonna say probably because he's happy to have a paycheck because his role was already limited on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they saw the response to him and they gave him like more scenes and stuff like that. But I think he's just like happy to be getting.
Oh, the guy who's playing.
Yeah.
No,
you said the Daredevil.
He's talking about Charlie Cox.
Sorry. Okay, Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Charlie Cox,
I like
yeah.
Charlie Cox was the man.
I was like,
He
was
is,
Charlie
dude.
Cox
He's
on
so
Agents of
cool.
S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do I
I know,
need
it
to
took
watch
me a
this
hot
show?
second.
You didn't see that episode, Emma? It didn't happen.
And if you guys want to hear us with a full spoiler review of Endgame, we did do a Patreon exclusive the last week for 2.5 goddamn hours, pretty much almost as long as the movie itself.
It was ridiculous.
With tons of theory crafting and breakdowns, and basically, I can't give away any spoilers, but check it out if you guys want to. And thank you, heads up to all the new patrons too. We've had like 10 new ones this month. Really appreciate it. Game of Thrones has been a really important show for us, so we've been doing a brand new show called Bang of Thrones, also which you could hear our full in-depth review. But on this last one, spoiler alert, you're going to hear us bitching a lot about this next story.
So, this is like a preview of Bang of Thrones because we did talk about this. So we talked about how dark the last episode was. So the last episode
Not
was
the dark in a cool way.
No.
We mean actually dark.
Yeah, like
physically
low
hard to
visibility.
see.
I can't see shit.
But so we talked about how dark the episode was. This is season 8, episode 3, the Battle of Winterfell. So this huge, like, very well built up cinematic battle, and it's very hard to see.
Yes.
Very difficult to physically see because they shot it really, really dark. And it was kind of one of those things that I think everybody watching it was like, is it just me? Is it just us?
Yeah.
Like, is it just my connection? And then you go online and everybody's saying the same thing. You're like, okay, cool. Not just me. This is fine.
Because when we watched it, it was like what 6 o'clock, 6:30, and so the sun was still out. So like we like covered up the
blinds
windows.
were all closed.
Yeah, we covered it up as much as we can, but there was still glare. So I kind of figured like that was it until we went online and saw everybody else. I was like, okay, well then
Was not just us. So
yeah.
I think either that night or like the next day, like the cinematographer was giving interviews or like, responding to some stuff, and he is standing by what he did. So Fabian Wagner says the decision to shoot the episode to be dark was intentional, and it's not his fault you couldn't see, it's your equipment.
Get better TVs, you noobs.
So he said, this killed me. He said a lot of the problem is that a lot of people don't know how to tune their TVs properly. And a lot of people also, unfortunately, watch it on small iPads, which is in no way can do justice to a show like that. Nobody's watching this on their iPad, sir.
And even if they were, like, literally everybody else, we talked about this, when we were discussing this issue. Because not only do I blame the DP, because the DP, literally, you're the director of photography. You pick the lenses, you pick the exposure. Like, you literally, they have light meters. I forget what they're called, but you literally, like, measure the light and the lumens around. So he went through all of that stuff, but the producers are the ones that give the final call. And in the editing, you can absolutely change color grading and exposure and all that stuff. So I blame him for making the decision at that point. But after the point when he's at, like, once they shoot something, those guys go on to the next thing. They have nothing to do with the editing process. But the showrunners and the producers totally could have been like, you know what? This is too low. We've seen it happen. Black Panther was a movie where everybody talks about the last scene and how they both were in black suits and you couldn't see very well.
I didn't think it was that. I didn't think Black Panther was bad.
Honestly,
I had no trouble tracking.
I didn't have any issues with it either, but like when people mentioned it, I was like, okay, I can tell. And literally when I bought it, they had a whole different. It looked
Maybe that's
totally
why, because
different.
watching it on Netflix, like there's no issue
Right.
with it. But it's almost like in this case with the Game of Thrones, it's almost like, because we talked about in our Patreon show, we talked about how it's the same guy that directed the Battle of the Bastards episode.
Right.
So it's almost as if they didn't even question him. They just said he directed this episode. It's like one of the most like widely like popular episodes. Everybody loves it. The battle was so good. And so we'll just trust him. If he says that it's going to be okay, it's going to look really good, then we're going to trust him. And it's, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
I feel like that's exactly what happened. I mean, and that's what I mean by like, okay, if I hate the term fix it in post, because I believe if you're a professional and you really want to do things right way, you don't make work harder for your post people. You
Right.
do as much as you can live there. Now, any mistakes that you make, okay, you got to do what you got to do. The executive producer should have said, you know what, that was the wrong call. Or hey, let's do this one and okay, didn't look good, let's do another, or even online now, regrade it, load that file back up, and let everybody actually enjoy this scene that we've been waiting years for.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So he said the showrunners decided that this had to be a dark episode. We'd seen so many battle scenes over the years. To make it truly impactful and to care for the characters, you have to find a unique way of portraying the story, which apparently means I can't see any of them.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. This was the only episode because I want to be ready for our podcast, so you feel like you gotta observe everything,
right?
And a lot of the times they do quick flashes of a bunch of battled as kind of their transitions,
right?
And so you see someone get their head chopped off, and you're like, "Oh shit, was that Jaime Lannister?" Pause, go back. So I was pausing and going back and making sure, because I just had to double check to make sure so I didn't miss something bananas.
Yeah.
And so I went through, had to pause, go to my settings, crank the brightness.
Well, and that's what killed me is the guy kept talking about, like, everybody online thought, oh, your settings are just wrong. My settings are fine for every single thing I have ever watched. I should not have to change the settings on my TV for one episode of one show. And this is what it kind of comes down to for me is I feel like it was a failing on their part to recognize that even though they're shooting this huge cinematic battle scene, it's not going to be seen in cinemas. Nobody's watching this on an 8K IMAX screen. You're getting people that are watching this on their home televisions.
I watched it on a 4K TV that is but like kind of middle of the pack, not the cheapest, not the most expensive. To Emma's point, everything else looks fine. Here's the sucky part. I'm someone who follows cinematography and all that stuff. I adjusted my settings. It looked like shit when I adjusted my settings because
everything else gets blown out.
Everything else gets blown out, overexposed because you shot it. Too many. It was underexposed by too many stops.
I understand the desire of them wanting to shoot it dark though, because it was such a big episode and it was such like this like stressful time that they wanted us to experience it the way that the characters would experience it. It's dark. They can't really see. They're going based on firelight, and it's stressful and it's tense, and like, and that's what they wanted to invoke. The problem is it doesn't it just made us frustrated.
It doesn't translate.
It
doesn't translate to an audience having. You have to. I don't know. You have to just figure out or think of it how your audience is going to watch it.
Bingo.
Right.
Yeah, it was immersion breaking.
Yeah.
It
really
did
was.
not have the effect, and that's the thing. You got to draw that line between knowing, your artistic vision and what the overwhelming feedback is. That's why, there's two schools of thought, and this is with anything you do in life. There's the people who, say, don't ever listen to anybody. You do your own thing. March to the beat of your own drum. And then there's the other people who say, you take feedback and you listen to it and grow.
Yep.
And I was hoping more in this, and we totally in our episode gave him the benefit of the doubt. We're like, watch in a week. They'll probably do some lighting. And no, this guy doubles down. He said, I knew exactly what I was doing. Your TVs suck. I'm great. So I don't really identify with that. I think you got to listen to the people, and even though you could say my intention was this is what we learned. Hey, next time, go get them next time, champ.
Yeah, I feel like the cinematographer's response to it kind of like put me more off because he literally says, "I know it wasn't too dark because I shot it." That's what he was. I was like,
what
"Sir,
an ego,
sir."
Jeez.
And like we gave him such high praise in our Bang of Thrones episode.
We're so excited about it.
Because we're so excited about it, but for him to come back and do this, it's disappointing.
Yep.
You hate to see it.
Yeah,
You do.
sad. Is that our last news story? Do we get to move on to Curtis's Comic Corner?
Shout out to Oblivion Comics and Coffee. They always hook us up with some really dope comics to review. So everybody, obviously, and no spoilers, as you know, we're not going to talk about spoilers, but with Avengers Endgame being in theaters and all that stuff, I figured, and I guess Marvel did too, maybe it's a good time to read an Avengers book. Now here's the thing. I have to say this. I'm going to survey the room. If you're putting out possibly could be the highest grossing movie of all time, and the characters come from comic books, don't you think it'd be a good idea to at least have one comic book where those people are all together in it, so people can kind of at least one version, right? Like that would make sense, because if someone does like it and they're like, where's this from? Oh, it's a comic. Oh, I want to go to the comic store, and they show up and they're like, this isn't the Avengers. And it's like, that we've had different versions of things for years. Make sure in this case that you have a book that has the main people in it. But we don't. We have Savage Avengers. Now, the good news is this book is awesome. It's pretty awesome. I am not a fan of Jerry Duggan. He wrote Infinity Wars, the last big event that came out that was supposed to get people excited, for what's coming. It was a waste of time and a waste of money.
Oh my.
Read his Deadpool. That sucked. I didn't like that either. But I'm the type of person that I like to challenge myself. Just because I don't agree with something or I don't like something doesn't mean I won't expose myself to it to see if maybe there's an opportunity to find some middle ground. Glad I did that today. Dude, they got Wolverine. They got the Punisher. They got freaking Brother Voodoo. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite characters. Like, they have Elektra. This book, they have Conan the Barbarian. It starts off like, what the heck is this going to be? This whole weird sect that's killing some of the best people in the world because they need a blood oath to send up to some weird, like moon god that they're trying to bring back down to conquer the world. Oh my gosh, Conan is running through. He runs into Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I'm right here. There's a fight scene between Conan and Wolverine, and
It doesn't look awesome.
This is sick,
dude. Mike Deodato Jr., who is one of my favorite artists, he's doing all the art, so it looks incredible. I mean, this book has good writing. A good amount of action, and I feel like he really nailed the characters too. And at the end, I didn't have the strongest ending, but it was a good ending to lead you on to the next episode. I would say bye. And this is from someone who is not a Jerry Duggan fan.
So this says Savage Avengers. So is this in a universe where there are the regular Avengers out doing stuff, or is this the Avengers crew?
This is in the same universe as the Avengers crew. And what's cool is Wolverine. There's a line in there where Conan was like, because they're in the Savage Land, and Conan was like, I was with the Avengers, but they left me here. And Wolverine's like, yeah, bub, sounds like something exactly like they do, because Wolverine's so crazy. They've, like left him places and all that stuff a bunch of times. So they even acknowledge the other Avengers. It's awesome. Yeah, just really good art. Everything all around was incredible. So for that one, I would say bye. It's a very solid number one. And because we are doing a Star Wars trivia at Oblivion Comics and Coffee this weekend, Saturday, May the 4th be with you, I got me some Darth Maul. Ooh. Yeah. And this is part of the True Believers line. Rest in peace, Stan Lee, and all his True Believers. But usually these are reprints. And I was reading the Darth Maul run from a few years ago. This one is a totally different one. Darth Maul, son of Dathomir. Wow. Darth Maul, of course, the infamous villain from Phantom Menace, everybody liked. And then I remember being a kid, obviously, and then when Attack of the Clones came out, I was like, okay, cool. Ooh, who's this Count Dooku guy? Oh, he works for Palpatine too? Interesting. You get to see those two together, and they do not like each other.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's so badass. I was like, and then not only that, guess who else shows up? Another person from, Attack of the Clones / Revenge of the Sith that I was like, Palpatine has all these. The Sith is supposed to be the rule of two.
Yeah.
I think Palpatine literally broke that after Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
Because he had Dooku, he was messing with Grievous, he had Maul, and then all that while he was trying to pursue Anakin. Well, Grievous shows up too, and Grievous and Dooku get into it. If you liked all those sub-villains and all those Sith characters that popped up, they all are going at it in this. Darth Maul is raw. There's one thing that I won't spoil in here. He gets a very specific weapon. And I will say that he gets help from some bounty hunters. And once he gets his hand on that weapon, run for your life. This dude is pissed. He doesn't like Palpatine anymore because he feels like after what happened to him, he knew that Palpatine basically sold him out. Sidious sold him out. So he wants Sidious dead. And Sidious is like, you first, dog. This book, I'm gonna look again who wrote it because I am not familiar with their writing. The art was solid, the writing was good, and it's your characters. I'll put it to you like this. This book was so good, I was not excited for episode 9. I just wasn't excited for it. This book and what they did in it got me stoked for episode 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Is it going to tie in any kind of way?
I think there will be some tie-in, but it's more so like, hey, this is what the Star Wars universe can be. It can give you
can do this.
Yeah.
I know. I just see this. There's an advert in here for a Thrawn comic book.
Yeah, dude, some Thrawn.
I'd be down with some Thrawn.
Get some Grand Moff Tarkin in there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Looks good, man. So again, thank you so much to Oblivion Comics and Coffee, downtown Sacramento, right across the street from the Cathedral on K Street. Go get yourself some coffee, some comics, and if you come to trivia night, you can buy some beer too.
Get some beer. They got some pictures. Cool. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Video Game Bang podcast. Everybody in chat, thank you for, I saw some questions in there. We do an after show. We're going to do a brief one because we do have to do a little bit of team prep for our event this weekend on May the 4th. But we love to see your guys' participation. Thank you to the new people in the chat. Amy Chibi, I never knew how to say that word. Thank you. And all the regulars. Drew in the TARDIS with his 23 months of being a sub, dude. And he just joined us on the Patreon.
Hey.
We love to see it. Thank you so much for the support. We're almost to our first Patreon goal. So the Bang of Thrones was sort of like a pilot. We were like, well, let's see what happens if we throw some content up on the old Patreon and if people respond to it. And it's been super successful so far, and we're happy to keep doing them. And we're less than $10 away from our goal. It only takes $1, and you get access to everything that we put on there. Behind the scenes stuff, little shorts. Sometimes we record our sound checks and throw them on there if they're interesting enough. Reviews to movies. And then it can be whatever you want. We take feedback too. So, and same thing on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for the positive feedback we've been getting on Twitter. A couple messages came through this week that really mean a lot to the show. You can give us those just positive words on Twitter at Video Game Bang. And our Instagram has life again, thanks to Emma Skies. She's resurrected it from the grave.
I'm working on it.
She's like the Night King, and she went like this and brought back all of our Instagram stuff. So we're going to be keeping up on that. That is at Video Game Bang, right?
Yes.
No underscores?
Yeah.
Emma Skies, what's your stream schedule looking like?
It's looking like a whole lot of nothing right now because I can't get my computer to work.
Oh, tech issues for
Yes.
sure. So you got to get you up and running again. David Webb, what about you?
I may stream some Sea of Thieves tomorrow.
All right.
Twitch.tv/webslinger1 with 2 B's.
Can you do some cosplay? Are you gonna like what is it, RP it, roleplay?
Oh, 100%.
That'd be sick. I
I'm
would
not
watch that
doing that.
shit.
All Spider Cop all the time.
All Spider Cop all the time.
Curtis, what have you been streaming? You did your unboxing for the PlayStation. You've been doing comic books, man. You've been streaming all over the place.
Yeah, man, did all that. And I'll be streaming, obviously, since I have a PS4 Pro now, and I finally figured out how to get it going to my capture card. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nightmare. But yeah, I'll be streaming more on stuff on PS4 Pro. I get to buy some PlayStation games now, so I'll probably be doing some Spider-Man.
You can borrow my Spider-Man, dude.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I missed the boat. I should have traded that thing, but while I still have it, might as well give it some good use.
I appreciate it. Well, I will put it to use, man. And then, of course, I'm going to get back to Smash Bros. Because I haven't really played with Joker much. And I'll still be doing 2K on there because I've invested a lot of time and money into my play career. So I got to try to beat LeBron and go to the finals.
And just one more reminder, this weekend on Saturday, because this is the last chance, we are going to be doing a trivia night. Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. Free comic books, a chance to hang out with VGB and other gamers from the SAC PC gaming group. It's a nice way to get plugged in, find some community, meet some new friends, drink some beer, answer some questions, and it's just going to be a party. So we hope to see you guys out there to our event. There is a spot to reserve your tables. So if you want to guarantee you have a spot to sit, which you're going to want to do, because last time we had to go get some big chairs.
It was fucking packed.
It was packed. We had to go get chairs. So there was like one group where they were sitting like head and shoulders above everybody else because we had to get bar stools.
Yeah.
So reserve your seats, people. You want to get a chair and table. Short Nerdy Man in chat's going to be there.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. We can't wait to
Jay.
see you guys out there. Jay. But yeah, thanks, guys. For the real David Webb, Curtis Fisher, Emma Skies cosplay, my name is Cory, saying you've just been banged.